Yeah, Bang Bang Rail. I was talking last night to a friend of mine. We was talking about Lenny McLean. Lenny McLean is a legend. You know, if without a shadow of doubt, everybody knows Lenny McLean. He's a legend, mate, and that'll always be. He'll always be that legend, yeah. And we was talking about how many fights that he's lost, yeah. He said that he'd never really lost any fights, but I understand there's a guy called Bimbo Pierce that beat Lenny McLean. Then there was another one called what was he called? George Papa Langley that knocked Lenny McLean out. So that's two that he's lost. Then there was Cliff Fields that beat him twice. So that's four that he's lost. Johnny Waldron, I'm not quite sure if Johnny Waldron fought Lenny once or Johnny Waldron fought Lenny twice. But I think it was twice actually. Johnny Waldron beat Lenny twice. So that's now six. Kevin Paddock beat him at 7. Roy Shaw beat Lenny McLean at 8. I know that he beat Roy Shaw after, but Roy Shaw beat him the first time. So that's 8 fights that Lenny lost that we know about, yeah? So he had 15 unlicensed fights. So he won 7, which is okay. But in his book, he said that he didn't really lose any unlicensed fights. Listen, we all say things, to sell the book, but Lenny sold, I think it was 2 million books. So when he died, rest in peace, Lenny McLean. Lenny McLean was a legend. He was the legend. Him and Roy Shaw were the legends without a shadow of a doubt. They were the ones that started the unlicensed game off in a big way, really, yeah. I liked Roy Shaw. I used to see Roy Shaw at the Beckett. I sparred with Roy Shaw. I sparred with Lenny, yeah. Lenny was very flash. They say Lenny McLean was a big bully. I've never seen him bully. I've never seen him bully anybody around me anyway. He was very loud, very flash. But as far as bullying is concerned, I never see that. But they always said he was a bully. Even Frankie Warren said Lenny McLean was a bully. Frankie Warren is Lenny McLean's cousin. Without Lenny McLean, I don't think Frankie Warren would have hit the front like he did. I think Frankie Warren become who he become because of Lenny McLean and because of Roy Shaw. You know, having the fights at the Rainbow and all that. I mean, I fought on one of the shows there, and that was when I fought a guy called Brian Hall. And that was the first time that I met Lenny McLean. And me and Lenny McLean had words outside the ring. You know, Lenny in black roll-neck jumper, black trousers, black shoes, black hair. Lenny was about, 17 stone, 17 and a half stone, 18 stone, something like that. No, he wasn't 18 stone. And, we had words. So even then, Lenny was a bit flash with me, not a bully. I wouldn't let Lenny ever bully me. It wouldn't ever happen. But very flash, very loud, and that was it, yeah? But it had to be what you wanted to be. Because if you're quiet, you're not going to go nowhere, are you? You know what I mean? Like no one really Johnny Waldron, fantastic fighter, beat Lenny, bashed him up twice. No one really knows Johnny Waldron because he's not loud. He's not a bully. He's just a quiet guy, loves to drink, out the way. No one really knows him. But if he was like Lenny, loud, everybody got to know Johnny Waldron as being being the governor as such. Yeah, Cliff Fields. Cliff Fields wasn't flash. He wasn't loud. I worked with Cliff Fields. He wasn't loud. He wasn't flash. Very well-spoken guy. Well-spoken, very quietly spoken. Didn't have to prove nothing. He was who he was. And he beat Lenny twice. He bankrupted Lenny the second fight. Yeah. Roy Shaw with Lenny. I mean, him and Roy Shaw had words, but even Roy Shaw was very quietly spoken. But he said that Lenny McLean was a bully. Very loud bully tactics. But that is the way Lenny was, and that's how Lenny sold as many books as he did, and that's how Lenny became a film star or an actor. Yeah, he become that because they love that, don't they? They love people like that, yeah? And so this guy called Bimbo Pierce, supposed to have beat Lenny. I've not heard of this guy, Bimbo Pierce, before, but they say he did beat Lenny, so I've got to take, the word of what's on paper. Also a guy called, George Papa Langley. It's supposed to knock Lenny out. Who's he? Another one that you don't hear about that are very quiet people. But them people, mate, there wasn't many. Who was also out there was quite loud. Columbo, Steve Richards, very loud, but everyone got to know Steve Richards, Columbo, because the way he wasn't flash. He was just a hard man. I see him in the ring sparring with Roy Shaw and really holding his own with Roy Shaw. He can bang Columbo, you know, and I had him on lots of my shows. I had him on 2 of my shows. I only had 2, lots of my shows. I only had 2. He was on my shows, you know, and Chippendale was on my shows too. I mean, I tried to get Lenny on my shows, but he just pushed me aside as if I was no one. Me and he didn't really get on as such, yeah, because I was maybe up and coming. He didn't want me around, you know, he didn't want me around the fight scene, yeah. Who else? I mean, there was some, really, Kevin Paddock, I've got to talk to Kevin Paddock, mate. I've got to see Kevin Paddock. I know that's going to be a fantastic interview with Kevin Paddock, because it's been going on for a long time now, maybe 2 years, 3 years, that I've been saying I'm going to go see Kevin. It's not that easy for me to go down and see him, but I'm going to make an effort now to go and see Kevin Paddock. He's about 24 stone, 25 stone, Kevin, and he's only short. He's about 5'8", and maybe shorter than that. You know, good middleweight. You know, I thought, did he fight Kevin Finnegan? Or I think he fought Kevin Finnegan for the title, but blew up to heavyweight. I mean, and then got beat by Roy Shaw because he underestimated Roy Shaw. He told me this on the phone. He said Lenny McLean. He thought Lenny McLean was supposed to be a big, tough, hard man, and he was who he said he was. The governor could beat anybody. He said, but I got him with Lenny. It was like, it's so easy for me, Ray. He said, I walked over him. I beat him on points, but he said, I walked over him. It was such an easy fight. Lenny didn't hurt me. Anyway, just a little, just a quick podcast, not podcast, video, and have a nice day. See you later. Bye-bye.